Hey, hey!
Henry's life is in danger.
Because I refuse to sell my father's land to you.
You're shameless. I won't even mind wasting you.
You as you dey like this, the reason why I get for you, I don't waste time. I know they see you again. You not tired of fighting?
Guys, I want to be telling you when this season 2 is gonna actually be dropping, but before then, let's really take a deep dive on what's actually happening. So this is actually a new one from LIZZY. She happens to actually be the wonderful one, and every kind of scenes I've actually seen her in, she happens to actually be the type. She's not actually the gentle one. You try as much to actually collect what's as most of the time, and anybody she has problem with, she faces the person. So right now she's having problem with that. And the fact that I didn't really know how her background actually came up, because probably she didn't actually go to school, things like that. I know, but she was actually living with her brother. I guess that happens that there would be like a family with her. But all of a sudden she found her way to her dad's place, and the dad is actually currently the king. Good. She has this boyfriend that she's actually dating, that is actually from the same place that she's from. And there was one time that the king actually said the boy should actually give him the dad's land, this that, and that one didn't actually give in, and it became a problem between. And LIZZY have actually tried as much to settle that issue, and she want to start with the so-called boyfriend and all. Now the problem she's actually having is that she actually knows that the dad shouldn't have become the king. Probably the kingship should have actually gone to someone else that she actually knows about. And she doesn't like when someone is actually what's for someone else is actually been taken away and something like that. She doesn't actually like something of such. So she's actually probably standing for such a person, and that has actually been a problem. So she visits the palace every now and then to cause commotion. And every time she causes commotion, it's always a problem. So there was a day that the founder actually stand up to everything she has been doing, that it's going to actually be a big problem between both of them. And at the end of the day, he ends up just leaving her. But he didn't actually leave the so-called boyfriend that LIZZY is actually following. The wife also of the king is actually telling the king that for how long would they actually continue the whole problem that they're actually having with LIZZY. And LIZZY is actually telling a lot of these kingsmen that she is going to actually continue whatever she's on. And at the same time, the father happens to actually not want to leave the kingship for whosoever it ought to be. Now I want to actually know how the family background is and everything, who happens to actually be the rightful king that she is actually talking about, that she is standing for. And is he for the so-called boyfriend that she's standing for, that ought to become the king? Because there's possibility that when both of them were talking, that's LIZZY and the boyfriend, probably the boyfriend told her that she's from so family, and she got to realize that the king ought to come outside from such a family. But the kingship is now currently with the dad, and on the norms she ought to actually support the dad in bad and good times most of the time, because that's how things are. Regardless of how bad people are, they expect the support of their children. But she is actually against the whole bad things that the dad is actually in for. And nobody, it's not easy for you to actually become someone of power and relinquish the power. Because being a king comes with everything that is good. They come to meet you to before they do a lot of things. And the law of the land stays. It says that things should actually be brought down to the king's palace most of the time, anytime they're doing festival or something of such. And those are the good things that they just get to see from a lot of people, and it's very, very, very hard to live such a position. One of the conversation they're actually having is that that Lizzie should stop moving with the so-called boy that she called her boyfriend, and she doesn't want to actually leave him. She seems to actually be in love with him. He's a nice guy. He doesn't seem troublesome like that. And but Lizzie is actually the troublesome type. She has actually never been so troublesome in most of the scenes that I've actually seen her in. She's just the troublesome type. And that she's having is that she's trying as much to, collect the throne for someone, or she herself wants to actually, enthrone. But it's hard for a lady to enthrone, so most of the time is whosoever she actually marries that ends up becoming the king. So let's see how it goes now. There's possibility that it's actually this guy's family that ought to become the king. And when she actually, ends up collecting the throne for him, she becomes his wife. Hopefully he doesn't find someone else, because there's a situation of things like that you know you could actually support a man to become the king, he becomes the king, and he finds someone else. And it's the same as the lady, same goes both ways, you know. But let's see how it goes, because she's actually truly in support of him, and she seems to, she's not afraid of anything that comes with it. And you know she happens to actually be also the only daughter of the man. But she actually make mention of it that his only daughter is actually the stubborn type, and she's actually not going to stop until we relieve the power from, give the power to the family and the person that ought to actually be the king. How this man actually became the king, I want to know, because there's possibility that he's actually, having wealth, and that's the most ways that people become king. They try as much to actually take care of everybody that could actually say that no, and those that happens to actually be um, the consultant that they ought to consult on all things of such. You know, they try as much to actually give them the best of the best so that they could be on their own terms, and that's probably it. You know, but let's see how it goes down. How everything unfolds, and what would be the fate of the boy, the fate of Lizzie, and the fate of the current king that happens to be Lizzie's dad. So when it comes to season 2 and 3, it will be dropping in 3 days time, and that's on Sunday definitely.